Hi everyone and welcome back to the breakdown. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a modded Minecraft server in 1.14.2. Yep, we're going to be going through every single step of creating a modded 1.14.2 server with Forge, including how to set it all up and make sure your friends can join and all of that stuff. It's all going to be covered in this video. First and foremost though, I do want to mention that this is not a 24-hour server. It is only up and running when your computer is up and running. Additionally, you need a pretty good computer with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and a pretty modern processor to be able to run a Minecraft server on it and be able to actually play Minecraft while you're running that Minecraft server. So it's using your own computer's resources, and if you've got a bad computer, it's probably not going to be able to work for you. Additionally, this is hosted on your own public IP address, meaning that anyone with the IP of this server can take your internet offline via a DDoS attack, as well as find out where you live, do all sorts of other stuff, even just make your internet annoying, right? For example, a DDoS attack can literally attack you and then go away for about 5 minutes, and then it'll come back and be like, my internet's working, my internet's not working. It's really annoying. I've had it happen to me before. So it's very important that you keep your IP address for just you and your friends and people you trust of this server. However, if that's not for you, if you have a bad computer, if you want to be able to make a public server for anybody and everybody to join, or if you just want something that's easier to manage and set up, this video is over 15 minutes long. Whereas if you go with someone like Apex Minecraft Hosting at the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex, you will get one-click setup of your Minecraft Forge server in 1.14.2. Yep, you heard that right. One click to set up your modded server. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just one click to be able to switch from default server setup, basically just a normal 1.14.2 server, to a modded 1.14.2 server. Additionally, Apex hosted on their own hardware, meaning you can make this a public server. You can give it out to anybody and everybody if you get a server through Apex. And last but not least, Apex does not require port forwarding. The server we're starting here does, and on Apex Minecraft Hosting, no port forwarding is required. All you've got to do is go over there, purchase a server, set it up with one click, and then you are done. You can check out Apex again at the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex, if you want an incredible Minecraft server that is very easy to set up and can be joined any time of the day by anyone, and it's not hosted on your own computer. It's all amazing. So again, first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex. Nevertheless, let's just go ahead and jump right on into this, assuming you're okay with hosting the server for you and your friends on your own computer. But nevertheless, how do we do this? Well, first we need to actually download the Forge installer, and you can do that from the second link down below, and that will take you here. This is our in-depth guide on installing Forge in single player, which you'll need to do to run this server, but you can get the same download here. So come here and click this green download Forge button. This will take you off to Forge's website, where you want to confirm that it says MC1.14.2 here, and it doesn't. So how do we change that? Click on the plus up here in the top left under 1.14, and then click on 1.14.2. Once you're there, it should say MC1.14.2 here. If it does, go ahead and click on the installer button right here under download latest. And we'll then go ahead and download in the bottom left down here, where we can go ahead and click keep to keep that file. If it does take you off to add focus, no worries, don't click anything on the page except the red skip ad button in the top right after it appears after 5 seconds. Currently, Forge is not using ad focus though, thanks to awesome donations that have kept it ad focus free for the month. But nevertheless, we've downloaded that now, and we can go ahead and minimize our browser. On our desktop, I do have Forge 1.14.2 here. If this isn't on your desktop, no worries. Get the little icons in the top left for me, but the bottom left for you, that little icon there, and then go ahead and type in downloads. Once you do that, you'll see the downloads folder here. Forge will be in your downloads folder. Drag it to your desktop just for ease of use. Now, once this is on your desktop, we want to go ahead and right click on it, and then we want to click on open with, and then click on Java TM Platform SE Binary. But if you don't have Java TM Platform SE Binary, or if you do and it just doesn't work, what do? Well, we have a solution for you. In the description of this video, you'll find this. This is our how to download and install the Java Development Kit. This is needed not only for Forge and Forge mods, but for Optifine, for running a Minecraft server. Anything and everything is needed to do this with Minecraft. You need the Java Development Kit. So go down there, download it, go to this link. It shows you how to get it, all of that stuff. However, if you download this and it still doesn't work, we have the jar fix, which is linked down below, and this will fix and repair all of the jar files on your computer. It's a very easy and simple tutorial to go through, only 3 steps, but it will fix all the jar files on your computer and help you out so much. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and minimize our browser, and now we can go ahead and right click on this, click on open with, and then click on Java TM Platform SE Binary. Now, the first thing we're going to do is install client. So make sure install client is selected and click OK. Your friends will have to do that as well. Your friends will also have to install any of the mods that your server has on their single player to be able to play on your server. So you need to make sure you can do that, and they know how to do that. And there's a link at the eye at the top of your screen that will show them how to set up Forge without having to worry about all this server stuff. But nevertheless, once it's done that, it says successfully install client profile Forge. Awesome. Click OK. It'll close out of the launcher. Now we want to right click on our desktop, create a new folder. You can name this whatever you want. This is where your server is going to be hosted in like your server folder. I'm going to name it play.breakdowncraft.com. Why am I doing that? Because that is our own Minecraft server with incredible grief-protected survival. We've got custom skyblock, 2 awesome survival servers that are completely different as far as economy goes, so come play with us. Play.breakdowncraft.com is the IP. But nevertheless, once you've got your folder created, go ahead and open up this Forge installer again. So we're going to right click on that Forge installer we downloaded, click on Open With, and then click on Java TM Platform SC Binary. This time though, we want to go ahead and click on Install Server. Now, it's showing these target files at this directory. All right, yeah, you don't want to do that. What you want to do is click the 3 lines here next to this like target directory, and then over here you want to find your desktop. So if you click on desktop, it'll be here. As you can see, there's the play.breakdowncraft.com profile for me. For you, it'll be whatever you named your folder. Click on that, make sure it's just like selected there. As you can see, it's got that like box around it, and then click on open. And then again down here you can double check. It should say desktop and then whatever your folder is called, in my case play.breakdowncraft.com, and then click OK. Now it's going to go through and download everything it needs to run a Forge server. It's going to take a while, it's going to take a few minutes potentially, but it's downloading a lot of stuff. And if we actually go ahead and open up this folder here, we'll be able to see that the stuff is already downloading in there and setting up and all that stuff. So it's all being brought in here. So we'll just go ahead and do a quick jump cut until this is finished. And by the way, if it pauses like this or something, don't worry about it. It will unfreeze. There you go. But just let that open, let that do its thing, and then I'll see you after a quick jump cut. There we go. As we can see, successfully downloaded Minecraft server and installed Forge 1.14.2. Awesome. Click OK. And now we can actually go ahead and get this set up. So first thing we want to do is go ahead and right click, create a new text document. So new text document, and then you can just leave that titled new text document. Go ahead and open up your new text document here. And then in this new text document, you want to go to the description of this video and find this. This is basically codes, right? These are different codes that you have to set up the RAM on your server. It's also going to be how you run your Minecraft server. So I'm going to run this server with 4 gigabytes. However, you need to make sure that you don't use more RAM than you have and use whenever you're playing Minecraft and running the server. So I have 32 gigs of RAM. I'm never going to use enough RAM here for this server and with Minecraft. However, if you only have 8 gigs of RAM, you can't run 4 gigabytes of RAM with Minecraft and 4 gigabytes of RAM with your server. If you want more information about how to figure out RAM and how much you should use for Minecraft, you can check out the I at the top of your screen. I have an in-depth video on doing that. But for this server, I'm going to run it at 4 gigabytes, so we're going to copy this from Java to the word pause. This is in the description down below, all 3 of these for your ease of use. Once you've got that, you want to paste this in your new text document. You want to do File, Save As, and then if here in the Save As window, you want to change the file name to run.bat. So run.bat there, and then it's very important that you change Save Type As to all files. So run.bat, save type, all files, then go ahead and click Save. Now at this point in the background, we can close out of all of the text documents we have open, and here in the background we can see the run.bat file. There it is. We can delete the new text document we created because we just need the run.bat. Now go ahead and double click on that run.bat file. At this point it will go ahead and launch your Forge setup. Now you will get an error like this if you just did it exactly how I did it there, and the reason is because there is no jar file named forgeserver.jar. That is correct. So what we want to do is take this right here, right click, and rename the Forge server to where it says just Forge server, right? Yours might not have .jar at the end, and if it doesn't, that's okay, right? So for example, yours may just have this right here. It just might say Forge server, or it might even just say like Forge whatever. That's fine. Just rename it to say Forge server and you're good to go. By the way, if you do want to make it say .jar at the end, you can come over here to View, and then you can click on Show File Name Extensions right there. See, so Show Side File Name Extensions, and boom, the .jar comes back for you. But nevertheless, now we go ahead and double click the run.bat file. It will go ahead and run over here. So it'll go through, set some things up, and then it'll fail again. As you can see, press any key to continue. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because we need to get to the EULA, which was just generated. Let's go ahead and double click on the EULA.txt and go to this link. If you're going to agree to the EULA and you're good with the server, go ahead and change EULA equals false to EULA equals true. TRUE, exactly like that. And then go File, Save. And now we can finally double click on our run.bat file and the server will start. Yeah, that took a while, I know, but it will finally start up and it will get up and running. Once it's done with that, we do need to stop the server though, because while the server's up and running and you could install mods on it and you could play on it yourself or someone in your house could play on it, I think you want your friends to be able to play on it, whether they live in your house or live across the world. You want them to be able to play on this server. So let's go ahead and set that up after it's loaded up. So I will see you after a quick jump cut once the server has loaded. So there we go. As we can see, it says done on the server, meaning the server has started up. As you can also see, it says all chunks are saved. All chunks are saved. That's something that's going to, in basically every Forge server, it's going to be the threaded anvil chunk storage, and all chunks are saved there. So now we can go ahead and stop this server. It is started, but we can stop it, and it will go ahead and shut everything down, and then tell us to press any key to continue, which is what we'll do to close the console. Now, at this point, again, you could play on the server, just you, but who wants to start a server and just play on it alone? If you want to start a server and play with your friends, we need to port forward. Now, again, with Apex Minecraft hosting, you don't need to port forward. It's a very, very simple process, and you can check out Apex, the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex, to completely avoid logging into your router and port forwarding and all of that stuff. All Apex does is give you an IP, and then you'll be able to go play. It's that simple. However, if you do want to set up a server on your own computer, you will need to port forward. So how do we do that? Well, first things first, we need to click on the little Windows icons in the top left for me, but it's in the bottom left of your screen, that little Windows icon on the bottom left, and then type in CMD, right like that. And then you'll have command prompt here. Go ahead and open that up, and in command prompt, you want to type ipconfig, ipconfig, exactly like that, and hit enter. It'll then give us all sorts of data here. As you can see, we have all these IPv6 addresses and all that. We don't need most of this. All we need, and I'm going to open this up and add this to a new notepad document just so you can see. All we need here is our IPv4 address. So we're going to grab that IP, if I can type correctly, IPv4 address, and then our default gateway. So we're going to grab our IPv4 address first. And in my case, that is going to be right over here, and it's going to be 192.168.1.184. So 168.1.184, right? That's my IPv4 address. Now, your default gateway. If you have two here, one that's got numbers and letters and one that's just got numbers, we're going to be doing the one that just has numbers. So in my case, 192.168.1.1. Yours could be exactly the same, but it could also be completely different. And the same goes for the IPv4 address. Exactly the same or completely different, doesn't matter. But again, on the default gateway, just get the one that's numbers. If it has like letters and FE and all this stuff and numbers in it, it's not the correct one. Just get the default gateway. That's just numbers. And at this point, you can close out of the command prompt or minimize it as long as you have these written out. So now the first thing we want to do is come back over to our Minecraft server here. Let me make this smaller. So now if we come back over to our Minecraft server here, we should have a server.properties file. And right here it is. Now you can go ahead and double click on this. And if it prompts you, what do you want to open this with? Just open it with Notepad. That's what you want to open it with. But nevertheless, once you've got it opened with Notepad here, find server-IP. And right here it is. Next to server-IP, put in your IPv4 address. In my case, 192.168.1.184, right like so. Then go ahead and do file, save, and now you're saved. You're done with your server.properties. You can change other stuff in here if you want, but you're done with all you need to do to get the server running. Let's go ahead and close out of that, and now we can go ahead and port forward. Now I know that sounds very, very scary, but I promise it's not. All you need to do to port forward is open up a new tab, exactly like this, a brand new tab in your browser with nothing open on it, and then just go ahead and type in your default gateway. So we come back over here to our little handy guide. We can just copy our default gateway from this and paste it into our search bar up here, right? This is where you would type youtube.com or the breakdown.xyz or breakdowncraft.com. Whatever you want to type in there, that is what you would type in, like a website or whatever. You're going to type in your default gateway. Go ahead and hit enter, and it will open up something that looks exactly the same, but most likely completely different from what you are seeing here. This is our router login page. One thing that will be the same is it will have some sort of login box. It might pop in from the top. It might be a completely different looking UI, or it could be exactly like this, but nevertheless, you will have some sort of a login box. What do you enter here? Well, you enter your router's username and password. This is different from your router's Wi-Fi password, though. So how do you find that? Well, come here. This is a link in the description down below on how to find your router's password. It walks you through 5 different methods. I thought it was 4. It's 5 different methods on finding your router's password. Very, very simple, and it has helped almost 100,000 people, past 100,000 people very soon. This has helped find their router password. So come here, go through this tutorial, and you'll be good to go. Now if we come back, we can go ahead and enter our username and password here and log right on in to our router. Now once you've logged into your router, you'll need to port forward. This is going to be different for everybody as well, but I'm going to tell you some of the key terms that you should look for when you're port forwarding, but we also, of course, have a tutorial on it. And what's different about this tutorial is it goes through the top routers, whether it's a Netgear router, an Asus router, a Verizon router, an AT&T router. We go through them all in this video, which is linked in the description down below. It's very, very handy, and it's a watch I would recommend doing even if you don't have a router that is in that video, because you'll hear the terms, you'll hear what you're looking for on a bunch of these different routers, and your router is guaranteed to have one of those. So nevertheless, let's go ahead and just go back over to my router, and for me, it is in security. For you, it might be in advanced, it might be in advanced, it might be in apps and gaming, it might be in NAT forwarding, NAT forwarding, it might be in NAT editing, NAT gaming. It could be anything like that. So you're looking for port forwarding, port triggering, port forwarding / port triggering. For me, it is in security though. Then it is in apps and gaming. You could also be in advanced, and then advanced for you. I've seen in the Netgear routers, it be in the advanced setting, then in the administrative setting, and then in the advanced setting again to finally find port forwarding. But for me, it is in security. Then it is in apps and gaming, and then it is in single port forwarding. Now, once you're here, you want to add a new single port forward. You might just have a list that looks like this, just a list with like application name, external port, and it's just a bunch of empty boxes. If that's the case, that's fine. You just need to do one line of that. Now, for the application name or the ID or the port forward ID, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to do Minecraft. That way we know this is a port forward for Minecraft. Now, for external port, internal port, port 1, port 2, outside port, inside port, for anything that mentions the word port, put 25565. So for us, external port 25565. Internal port, guess what? It mentioned the word port, so we're going to put 25565 right there into internal port. Now for protocol, we're going to do both, or we're going to do TCP/UDP or UDP/TCP. Either way, we want to make sure both are selected. If you don't have both, go ahead and do it twice. Do it once for TCP and once for UDP, leaving the ports, the IPs, everything the same, just change the protocol. Nevertheless, for the device IP. Now for you might have a drop-down box of devices that are on your network. And if that's the case, just select your computer that you're starting the Minecraft server on. However, if you do have to enter an IP here like I do, go ahead and grab this, your IPv4 address, and enter it in. So in my case, 192.168.1.184. So that's going to be your IPv4 address that we got a little earlier. Now at this point, we can go ahead and save for most people. However, if you're asked for an external IP or an outside IP or an exterior IP for your port forward, how do you get that? Where do you find that? Well, luckily, no matter what, you need that IP address because that is how your friends are joining your Minecraft server. So to get that, go to this link in the description down below. What's my IP? Now on this screen, there's a lot of black boxes. As you can see, public IP address is blocked out. The IPv6 address is blocked out. All of this information over here is blocked out. And you might be like, why? Because again, you don't want to give your public IP address to everybody, and this shows you why. You can get where you live, your region or state, your city, your zip code, your latitude and longitude coordinates, all from your IP address. So it's very, very important that you only give this out to people you trust. But nevertheless, go ahead and copy your IP address from here. You'll need this to either join your server, or if you need it for a port forward, come back over to the port forward, enter it in here. Make sure you save your port forward, apply, and then confirm your port forward, whatever you need to do, and then you're done. Now we can go ahead and open up Minecraft and join our server. It is that simple. So we're going to go ahead and open up Minecraft. Now we want to make sure that we're playing the Forge profile that we selected. To do that, click the little green arrow next to the play button and then select the Forge profile, then click play, and it'll go ahead and load on in there. Now at this point, we also want to start our server by double-clicking that run.bat file. It'll go ahead, start the server up, and we'll be good to go. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick jump cut until Forge is open, and then Minecraft's open, and the server is started. As you can see, Minecraft is opening in the background. Forge is starting up over here. I will see you after a quick little jump cut. So here we are, we're on the Minecraft main menu. As you can see, we have done, we have the all chunks are saved. That shows that our server is started up, and obviously Forge beta, all this stuff. Forge is open in Minecraft as well. So now we want to click on multiplayer, and what is that? The best Minecraft server in the multiverse, play.breakdowncraft.com. Come play with us for an awesome grief-protected survival experience, custom skyblock, all of that stuff. Awesome network, adding factions soon. So come play with us, play.breakdowncraft.com. But nevertheless, we can go ahead and direct connect, and then we want to paste in our public IP address. Now you can only see the last 3 digits of my public IP address, and why is that? Well, it's pretty simple. It's so that you can see that it's the same public IP that we got earlier. I'm not faking anything here. It's working. I just can't show you the entire IP address because otherwise you could see like everything, figure out where I live, all that stuff. And we don't want that. So now we can go ahead and click join server. At this point, we'll go ahead and connect on into the server. As you can see, connecting to the server, and then it will join on in, and then we'll be good to go. So there we go, logging in, encrypting, and it is joining on in. We can see over here as well that it is joining on in, and we are in our server. Now you might be asking, is there a way to see if this is a forge server or anything like that? Well, not really. And I know that's not a great answer, but the truth of the matter is it is the console over here. We can see that Forge is running in the console and all of that stuff, and everything is good. Now, if you do get these, can't keep up, the server is overloaded. That means you need to add more RAM to your server. Minecraft's pretty RAM hungry with 1.14.2 and 1.14.3 and all those servers, so it is pretty important to go ahead and actually make sure you do add copious amounts of RAM to your server, as much as you can, to be able to keep it running, especially on older hardware like this. For someone like Apex, you could probably get away with running a 3 GB server or something like that for you and 5 or 6 friends. However, if you're running it on your own computer, on an older CPU and all that stuff, you could have some issues. But I'm going to go ahead and opt myself, so type OP and then your username, in my case, OP Nick King, and we'll be able to see that we are an operator over here. But yeah, there you guys have it. If you have any questions, if you want to know how to install mods in your server, all of that stuff, be sure to check out the video at the top of your screen, the eye there. That is a video on how to add mods to this server and make sure your friends can be able to play it and all of that stuff. So again, you can check that out, the eye at the top of your screen. It's also linked in the description down below. Is the last link down below there before we start to get into, like, subscribe to the channel and all that stuff. Speaking of subscribe to the channel, be sure to do that for more awesome Minecraft content and tutorials every single day of the week. Also, my name is Nick. This has been The Breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. And if, by the way, your friends are having issues joining your server, it is most likely a firewall either on your router or on your computer blocking the connection. It could also be an antivirus. So those are the things you want to look out for there. Forgot to mention that right as I was doing the outro. I remembered I need to tell them this because it is very important. That's usually 99% of the time. It's an issue with the port forward, or it is an issue with an antivirus blocking your connection or firewall blocking your connection. Anyway, this is a long outro. My name is Nick. This has been The Breakdown, and I am out. Peace.